All right. So, good day, everyone who is watching this. This is again your practical research teacher, Jason Santos. No? Um, so, we are going to continue the discussion of practical research 2. We are already in module 2 for Q1, and this would involve identifying the inquiry and stating the problem. So again, if you're new to the channel, I would just like to reiterate and get your confidence that what I'm teaching is something that I really know, and I have been teaching for a long time. In fact, I have published my own research now, and there here are some of the achievements, places, if you will, no, that I was able to accumulate in the field of research. So and everything that we will be discussing is based in milks. Okay, so again, just to reiterate, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification button so you would be informed on all of my uploads, particularly in uh, senior high school subjects na practical research. No? I have tons of content. Meron din ako mga toy content which you will be seeing. Disregard nyo na lang yun. Ano? But anyways, to the subject of the matter, identifying the inquiry and stating the problem. So within this module, there are 6 major topics that we will be discussing, and then I will try to discuss this as condensed, clear, and summarized. Ano? Kasi I am sure that you already have your modules and this is already being discussed to you by your teachers. But the reason why you are on this video watching right now is that there might be some questions in your mind or medyo nalilito kayo na part ano. Now, if this is going to be a long discussion, just go ahead and skip the parts that you already know. You can go to the specific part na hinahanap nyo. Just look at my sections down in the description. So you will be taken to whichever part of the discussion you wish to go. Okay, so we have designing research topic, the research title, background of research, the research questions, scope and delimitation of the study, presenting the statement of the problem. So designing research topic, no? So we have learned from module 1 that the quantitative research is very useful in all fields. And because of its objectivity and fast data collection and analysis, the different kinds of research designs, na pag-aralan na natin yan ano, sa first discussion natin of practical research. Okay? So, if you can see, there is a questionnaire about the topics that interest you. In fact, I have made a separate video about this. I'm flashing it right now in the recommendation. No? You can see it here. If you would like to watch that in-depth discussion, you can check that out. But for this video, since marami tayong pag-uusapan, I'll just breeze through this. So, this is an activity that is embedded in the module that will help you identify ano bang topic yung bagay para sa akin. And when you answer all of these questions, like what I will be showing you in that video, we've tried answering this set of questions, and then may from here we were able to draw some titles. Now we were able to make several titles. So yeah, now we have an ICT student who is excelling at programming, English, animation, and then yung things that makes him or her happy would be anime, music, games, the basketball, and drawing. And then 3 things that he or she finds interesting is animation, crypto gaming, and design. So from all of these things, we were able to get ideas, and then yung ideas na yon can be turned into titles. Okay, so later on in our discussion, you will understand bakit importante na kilala ninyo yung sarili ninyo, or you know what your interests are in before you take this research. Kasi malaking bagay if you are interested in the topic that you will be researching. which later on i-explain natin yan. So, ito yung mga titles na nagawa natin, Crypto Gaming, The Future of Basketball Games, Adopting the Cryptocurrency Design. So that's a good title. Digital Imaging, How It Shapes Modern Industries, Internet Gambling and Its Bad Effects to Filipinos, Animated Comics and the Future of Digital Reading, Internet Security and Hacking Problems with Digital Music Platforms. So yun, So here are some of the topics that we were able to generate based from the questions that we have answered. So another way for you to come up with a title is to do a preliminary research or some sort of an online or offline survey na pwede mong gawin within your community, have people answer ano ba yung mga problem na gusto nilang mabigyan ng solutions, and then from there you will be able to create or generate ideas. Ano ba mga magagandang research topics, no? So again, these are general activities that you can do in order to come up with a research idea and a research title. So since this was explained in my previous video, again, no, mabilis lang yung ginawa natin dito. So when you develop a research topic, no, let's go here. I want you to think or adopt the principle of the blue ocean. In fact, there is a book about it which is called the Blue Ocean Strategy. Ano mang ibig sabihin nun? When you see an ocean, it looks endless, parang wala siyang hanggan. Lalo na kapag nakapag-travel ka na, let's say, pumunta ka ng Batangas, pumunta ka ng Palawan, and then you're in the middle of the sea, hindi mo na makita yung next na island or yung next na lupa, no? It looks endless, And with the concept of blue ocean strategy, it eliminates some of people's thinking, no? Kasi this is applied in business, na parang when I think of a research, meron nang gumawa nun eh. Paano kaya yun, sir? Meron nang gumawa ng ganito na topic. Meron na pong sumulat ng ganitong research. Okay. Adopt a concept of blue ocean strategy. So ano ba yun? Despite the advancement in knowledge and technology, there is still a lot of things to be discovered. So yun yung isipin mo. Clear your mind with any preconceived notions na, wala na, hindi ko na matatapos tong research kasi lahat na yung naisip ko common na eh. Ginugol ko, meron nang gumawa nun. Yes, that's true, but you can still explore a lot of things even for topics that are already made or common. So developing a research problem can be done within these 4 steps. So first, you choose a broad topic. Pili ka muna ng topic na malawak. You do a preliminary research. Okay? Define the problem and then refine the question. So, tingnan natin isa-isa yung 4 steps na yun in developing research topic. So, first, you choose a broad topic. Now, ito yung isa sa mga gusto kong i-clarify. Kasi, yung mga teachers, they are telling students na when you create a research topic or create a title, you need to be specific. Totoo yun, walang problem about it. In fact, I'm telling my students about it as well. However, when you start, you have to start broad. So you have to think of it na parang pyramid siya na inverted. Or sorry, pyramid. Magsisimula ka sa baba, which is broad, and then as you go upwards, mas magiging specific siya. Okay? The goal is to create a specific title and a highly specific research, but you have to start somewhere broad, malawak muna. And then, through researching, through the survey, through the assistance of your professor, and the panel, marerefine siya ng marerefine hanggang sa maging specific research na siya. So, don't worry about having a broad topic. And then, choose an interesting topic. This is tied to our first activity, which is all about you. Ano yung interests mo? What makes you happy? Where do you excel? Bakit important yon? If you're not interested in a specific topic, you will not be motivated to finish your research. Practically speaking lang 'yun ano. Kapagka hindi ka interesado sa isang bagay, no, wala kang kumbaga 'pag mga panahon na tinatamad ka, you cannot find motivation or parang ano pa ba yung reason ko to continue this, hindi ako interested. And worse, pumili kayo ng research topic later on ano, halfway through the semester, saka niyo naisip parang ayoko na lang pala 'to 'no, kasi hindi ko siya gusto. You're really not interested in the topic, pero just because hindi kailangan natin makapag-submit, eh. Nag-submit na lang kayo ng isang, title na hindi niyo naman gusto, right? So that's going to be a problem. So first off, start from your interest, kung saan ka interesado, okay? Select a significant topic. So when we talk of significance, meron siyang ambag, no? Meron siyang sense. Meron siyang sabi nga natin dulot, no? A topic that is worth researching, okay? Must be able to solve problems, no? Yung research mo, meron siyang contribution sa community, no? Na kapagka nai-pursue yung research mo, marami ang magbe-benefit, okay? No one will be interested in your topic if it's obsolete, kung luma na siya, no? Like we are already in the digital age, tapos ang gusto mo pang aralin is yung luma na, unless you are probably in the field of history, no? Ibang ibang case 'yon, no? But for modern science and all, it has to be new, no? Does not If it does not address any real problem, wala namang problem, gusto mo lang siyang i-research, yes, interested ka, walang question doon, ano? However, yung interest mo, tie it to a certain problem para magkaroon ng significance yung research mo. Okay? And then of course, ito, nabanggit ko na to time and time again, even in the previous practical research one discussion. Choose a topic relevant to your field. So kung ikaw ay ABM, you have to go to a business topic. ICT, computer-related topics or technology. STEM, science and technology. Humanities and social science, of course, social sciences, community, dapat ganun yung topic mo. Hindi yung ABM ka, tapos ang pinag-aaralan mo is all about science and technology. No? Hindi kaya vice versa. Kakaiba kasi yun eh. So, again, you have to make sure that um, your research is related to whichever field you are currently assigned on or you are pursuing. So, do a preliminary research. Take time to read some more articles, journals, related research studies, and then find out how other researchers gather their data. Okay? So, sa research, hindi talaga natin maiiwasan yan. You really have to read. No? Hindi pwede yung tamad ka magbasa or ayaw mo. Kaya nga research eh. No? Research. No? You are looking deep into a certain subject or a question, trying to find answers, trying to make sense. No? Hindi pwede yung nagre-research ka pero wala kang binabasa, wala kang kahit nga panoorin na lang eh, no? You're watching a documentary, you're watching somebody explain, kagaya ng ginagawa nyo ngayon, nanonood kayo on an explanation about a research module, no? Kailangan, hindi pa pwede yung you are just going to rely on what you already know, no? Existing knowledge. Hindi research yun if it's just a reliance on an existing subject, no? So, never, sabi nga nila, 'di ba, never test how deep is the water with both of your feet, no? Yung parang gusto mong malaman kung gaano kalalim tapos parehong paa mo ilulublob mo, malalaglag ka nun, ano? Normally, no, a normal person would just use 1 feet kung gusto niyang i-test kung gaano kalalim yung isang body of water, right? So anong ibig sabihin ng idiomatic expression na yan, ano? Meron kang interest, meron kang gustong i-research, pero hindi ka nag-conduct ng preliminary research. Ano yung preliminary research? Maybe asking people question o di kaya meron kang sa field namin tinatawag namin yan na needs analysis, needs assessment. Now, for example, pumunta kami sa isang barangay. Okay? gusto namin silang bigyan ng pangkabuhayan ng mga projects, na pangkabuhayan na um, livelihood activities, livelihood technology. Okay? Hindi kami pupunta doon sa isang barangay bringing something na, oh, ito yung naimbento namin na isang food cart. Dadalhin namin dito sa barangay nyo. Gamitin niyo yan. Eh what if kung yung barangay na yon hindi sila consumers of food from a food cart or hindi nagma-match doon sa gusto naming i-introduce na technology? It's a waste of time, waste of effort, no? Sayang lahat, no, ng mga resources na ginamit. Okay? So, what do? You test the waters first, no? Kaya nga for example, ano, kung dati nagpunta ka ng grocery, 'di ba may makikita kayong free taste na may papataste sa'yo hotdog o di kaya juice. And then from the perceptions of the people or yung reaction nila, yung feedback nila, at saka iisipin ng isang company whether to pursue pushing this product in the market or no. Okay? Lahat ng produkto nagdadaan ng sa tinatawag nating market research. Okay? O di kaya makeup. Free makeup test. I don't know yung exact term ano. Pero you go to Watsons na meron silang pwede mo siyang i-test ng libre. Tapos hihingi nila yung feedback. What can you say about that makeup? No? Nagustuhan mo ba siya or hindi? Pag maganda, positive yung response, feedback ng mga tao, then it's a good sign for the company to push through with the product. Okay? So, ganun din ang research. Okay? Meron kang naisip na idea, baka mamaya yung idea mo, ikaw lang ang nakakaisip nun. Hindi naman pala siya significant for your community, hindi siya significant for the country, so on and so forth. Okay? So, hindi natin dinidiscount yung idea ninyo. No? Lahat tayo merong magagandang ideas. However, you have to put it to the test or do a preliminary research para malaman mo baka mamaya mas ma-improve pa nila yung research idea mo. Okay? Or baka obsolete na siya, hindi na siya relevant for our current time. Number 3, define the problem. Okay? So after getting enough information, you may be able to list some questions or problems that you want to research at this stage. So you should be able to narrow down broad topic into feasible and manageable research question. So yung problem mo, you are now starting to put more emphasis and try to make it more specific. Okay? Like for example, ang topic mo is about drug abuse. Okay? So drug abuse, it's a broad topic. Okay? Then you ask a lot of questions. What when you say drug, and what is it? Is it alcohol addiction? Is it illegal drugs? Is it over-the-counter drugs? Okay? Ano ba yung demographic profile ng tao? Ano yung age? What's the gender? Ano ba yung social class niya? Mayaman ba siya? Mahirap? Bakit siya nag-take ng drug? May psychological issue ba siya? Is it environmental factor na ano siya? What do you call this? Parang na-impluwensyahan siya ng barkada niya, no? Is the person an athlete? Kasi minsan yung athlete, they're taking performance-enhancing drugs eh, right? Huh? O di kaya kapag may pain sila nararamdaman, yan, common addiction yan for athletes. So, hindi ko nilalahat, ano, pero yung um, what do you call this, yung reliance on painkillers. No? Sa US, may mga ganun silang problem eh. Painkiller reliance. So, family problems, depression, baka mamaya sa bahay marami siyang issues, tapos ginagawa niya na lang escape yung drugs kasi parang pagka nagtitake siya nun, dun siya limot ng kanyang mga problema or may depression, may pinagdadaanan yung tao. So, again, ano, all of these things are narrowing down, no? Kumbaga mayroon kang funnel, okay? Sinasala mo, no, through questioning and all. Tapos after all of these things have been done, nalaman mo na yung original topic ko which is drug abuse na ging mas specific na siya na drug abuse brought about by depression. So yan ano, example na yun, specific topic na yun ano. So number 4, you refine the question. So nagawa na natin yung steps 1, 2, 3, and then you refine the question. No? In this step, it lets you evaluate the question formulated. What specific question should you ask? No? How should you gather your data sufficient to answer the question? So, nakuha mo na lahat ng information na kailangan mo. Now, what you will be doing is you are going to refine the question. So, pwedeng ikaw ang mag-refine, pwede kang magpatulong sa teacher mo, no? Papalitan niyo yung mga words, mas specific context, so on and so forth. So, yan. Now, let's proceed to number 2. So, nalaman na natin kanina, no, yung topic overall. Now, you have the title. And then, meron tayong activity earlier wherein you will be able to create your own title. Ano, pinakita ko sa inyo kanina. So, at this point, you already have an interesting and relevant quantitative research topic. So, meron ka ng topic in mind related to your chosen track. Next is to have a suitable and captivating title. No? Take note of the word na use, no? That was used, captivating title. Okay? Kasi tatandaan natin, ano? Sabi nga natin, first impressions last. Okay? If sa title pa lang, hindi mo na-attract yung target readers mo or target viewers mo, target respondents mo, what makes you think na babasahin pa nila yung buong research mo? Kung yung title nga hindi nila nagustuhan eh. Right? O di kaya yung title mo hindi specific, magulo, no? O di kaya yung title mo hindi makuha yung interest ng audience, right? So, make sure that your title is concise. Sabi dito, concise description. Just put out my highlighter, no? Adequate to describe the contents of the paper. We do not want to mislead the readers. Yan yung bagay na wag nating gagawin. Few words. Diba, meron nga tayong statement. KISS. Keep it short and simple. No? So, dapat ganun yung paggawa natin ng title, right? And then after conceptualizing most probable research topic, drafting the title early in the research process helps in keeping your focus on the subject. And then there's something that I would like to reiterate. Ano? Ang research title, pwedeng mabago yan. Kumbaga, kasi ako, I'm also handling college research. No? May mga students na kahit final defense na, nababago pa rin yung research title nila. And minsan, it could either mean na kailangan mong baguhin majority, no, of your research, or it could just be a minor change. Okay. Now, what I would like to emphasize here is that do not be disheartened or wag kang mawalan ng pag-asa if the title keeps on changing. Ano? Kasi yun talaga yung ano eh, yun yung the purpose of having it subjected to the lens, no, and criticisms of your teachers, the panel, even peers and all. No? Hanggang sa ma-produce mo yung final title, no, don't think na what you have right now is already your final title. Okay? Isipin mo that it is still subject to change. Pwede siyang mabago. Pwede pa rin siyang mapalitan. Okay? So, basic guidelines in writing a research title. Ano? Ito, major, guidelines lang ito. No? So, isa-isahin natin. Use an accurate description of the subject. So, yan, it has to be specific. Do not abbreviate. Now, like for example, yung title mo, nakalagay DNA, ICT, blah, blah, blah. Do not assume na lahat ng tao ay alam kung ano ang ibig sabihin ng DNA. Like, sir, DNA, very common na yan. Ano? For you, yes, you can say that. But, paano kung yung babasa ng research mo, first time pa lang niya makita yung salitang DNA? Ano ang ibig sabihin ng DNA? Did not answer? Nucleic acid? Or kung ano bang ibig sabihin yan, right? So, if you have words, do not abbreviate them. Sulat mo siya ng buo. Okay? Do not include words like the study of, the analysis of, an investigation of. Bakit? Redundant yun eh. No? Bakit? Kasi research na nga yung ginagawa mo eh. You are already studying. You are already analyzing. Nag-investigate ka na. Bakit kailangan mo pang ilagay sa title, right? Ano na yun eh, redundant yun, inuulit mo lang. This is already a research. No need for you to put the study of, the analysis of, the investigation of, or any similar words pertaining to research. Understood na yan na kapag nakita niya yung title mo, this is a research. Okay? Pampadagdag lang siya, hindi na siya kailangan. Ano? Next, include the main dependent and independent variables. So yan, dapat alam na ninyo yan by now. It should have been covered to you during the practical research one. Input, process, output, if conceptual framework, no? IVDV, independent variable, dependent variable. Okay? Be mindful of the proper use of grammar and punctuation. So, totoo naman yan. If yung title mo pa lang grammatically wrong, hindi mo alam yung tamang paggamit ng past tense, no? May ed ka palagi. Or yung prepositions mo, in, on, at, balibaligtad. How would you get people to believe na tama yung pinaggagawa mo sa loob kung yung title pa lang mali-mali na or hindi na kagad credible, ano? So make sure that your title is grammatically polished. Okay? That's the reason why kami sa college, meron tayong grammarian. May magche-check ng grammar. At dapat English major yun, ano? Hindi pwedeng kung sino-sino lang. Dapat nag-aral talaga siya ng field of English. Okay? Proper punctuations, no? Ginawa mong parang ginawa mo parang social media post or text, ang daming exclamation point or question mark. Who would believe your research pagka ganun na nakalagay, right? 6, capitalize all nouns, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, as well as the first letter of the first and last word. So yan, parang reiteration lang siya of number 5. Grammar, punctuation, Number 7, state in the declarative form, although you may also see titles in question from time to time. So, pwedeng question form, pwedeng declarative form. Okay? The year the study has been conducted should not be indicated unless it's a historical study. So yan, common question yan. In the past, no? Ito, I would be honest about this. In the past, ganun ang ginagawa namin. May nakalagay na year, minsan sa title, ano? But through the years, as you learn and understand, hindi mo na kailangan ilagay yung year kasi nakalagay na siya sa baba ng page ng iyong research. Ilalagay mo na rin siya sa scope and delimitation, no? So bakit kailangan mo pa siyang ilagay sa title? Dagdag lang siya, no? Additional word lang siya. Unless again, it's a historical study. Kunwari, gusto mong pag-aralan yung the dealings of San Jose del Monte, Bulacan, history in 1980. Mga ganon. So, nakalagay siya talaga sa title. But if hindi naman siya historical study, hindi mo na kailangan ilagay. Use current terminology or current nomenclature. No? Kung yung word obsolete na, meron ng tamang tawag, palitan mo. No? Kunwari, dati, analog phone. Analog phone pa ba ngayon? No, it's already called a smartphone. So, dapat papalitan mo siya ng smartphone. Okay? Di kaya yung storage device, no? Tawag mo pa rin diskette, floppy disk. Eh, wala nang maniniwala sa research mo kasi ngayon USB drive na, mga external drives, no? Or even cloud. You are storing information in the cloud. Okay? So, use the current terms. Depending on institutional requirements, 5 to 15 words are sufficient to describe the research study. So, pag gumawa ka ng title, it's within 5 to 15 words. No? Pero again, subject to change yan depending on the institution. So, best if you would ask your advisor or your professor about this. Use the common name instead of a chemical formula. So, for example, NH4, ano ba yan, ano? O di kaya, sodium chloride, no? Ang nilagay mo ay yung nakalagay mismo sa chemical chart. Hindi dapat ganon. Write and italicize the full scientific names. Okay? Italicize kapag ka may scientific name, no? Kasi baka mamaya hindi niya maintindihan, ano yung Homo erectus, gano'n-gano'n, hindi mabasa nung ano 'no, nung reader. So kailangan i-italicize mo, okay. So, I'm reading a scientific name now. Okay? And then number 13, finally, must reflect the tone of the paper. An academic research paper has title which is not casual, hindi siya informal, or does not contain humor, or parang ginagawa mong parang katatawanan yung title. It shouldn't be. Kasi again, research are presented no, in international fora, in national fora, and published. No, pinapublish yan. No? Sabi nga nila if you would like to be remembered, no, if you would like to go down in history, sabi nila, you can burn kids, you can plant a tree, or you can write a book or publish a research. Kasi kahit wala ka na, kahit patay ka na, if it's published, pwede siyang balikan sa library, pwede siyang tingnan sa internet na sometime, no, nung unang panahon, si Pedro Pinduco gumawa ng research about halaman or kung ano mang bagay. Right? So, yan. So, yun, ano, I'm just trying to make this a little bit light, ano, para maintindihan ninyo. So, finally, yan, determine what is it that you wish to accomplish, no? So, sa title, ano, include important keywords and variables, revise the sentences into one complete sentence, shorten the title by eliminating unnecessary words, yun yung ginawa natin kanina, no? Correct the grammar, observe proper formatting. Okay? Please seek the guidance of your professor. So, all of those things, pag sinunod mo yan, wala kang magiging problem in creating the proper research title. Okay? A good and an acceptable research title. So, let's proceed now to lesson number 3, no? Background of research. So, reading a well-written research title gives the reader an insight of what the research study is all about. It captures the main point of the study, does not sufficiently explain all the details of the study, hence the reader opts to read on for better understanding. So, itong background of the study, commonly, may misconception dito at napagbabali-baliktad siya ng mga students. Like, ano yung difference po sir ng background of the study, sa introduction, sa review of the related literature? Parang pare-pareho lang naman yun, di ba? No? So, kung hindi mo siya uusisain, malilito ka eh. Isipin mo parang pare-pareho siya, no? Pero one thing that I would like to specify about background of the study, para alam niyo no? Pag sinabi mong background of the study, you're talking about the background or the context, no? When you say context, it means the situation, circumstances within which your research was conceptualized. So may nakita ka, research about poverty in China. The context of that is in China, no? Kahit gumawa ka ng research, poverty in the Philippines, hindi mo pwedeng i-conclude or i-generalize na magkapareho yun, no? Pareho yung poverty but different backgrounds. Hindi, baka for all we know, no, iba yung circumstances leading to the poverty in China. Maybe because they are placed in a rural area o di kaya walang livelihood means in that area, far-flung places, hindi na ma-reach ng technology and more people, transportation and all. And iba yung cause of poverty in the Philippines. It might be in the Philippines because of the corruption, because of mismanagement. No? Magkaibang context yun, magkaibang background yun. So anong ibig sabihin? When you write the background of the study, you consider the context. No? So kunwari gumawa ka ng research about an ICT research, okay? What is the background? Saan ka ba located, no? Ano ba yung situation? Okay? Baka mamaya kasi pag yung reader mali siya ng intindi of the context, isipin niya, bakit ICT research 'to, pero mukhang obsolete na yung dinidiscuss nila. Tapos pagtingin niya, ay sa Philippines pala 'to ginawa. Iba kasi yung technology namin dito, iba yung internet speed namin dito. Iba yung internet speed sa Philippines, no? So now I understand. Iba kasi yung background eh, no? Magkaiba sila ng context, okay? Um, it is also in this part that the paper where you justify the need to conduct the research. No, you justify. Bakit kailangan mong pag-aralan yung poverty in the Philippines? Nag-exist ba siya dyan sa environment mo? Right? You have to justify. Kasi again, ano, kaya nga tayo nagre-research is because we want to solve a problem. It has to be significant. Meron dapat siyang contribution to our community. So, yun yung magiging laman ng background of the study mo. Okay? So, ano yung guide in writing a background of the study? So, para maging simple, pwede mong sagutin itong 4 questions na like, what is already known about the topic? Mag-i-insert ka dyan ng few information about related literature, ano? What has been done in the past? Ano na ba yung mga nagawang study about it? What is not known about the topic? Yan, ano? Ano yung mga bagay na hindi pa nasasagot? Saan mo makukuha yan? Dun sa research, no, yung previous research, meron doong recommendations which is in chapter 5 at nakalagay doon yung mga recommendations ng author na gusto niya na I recommend to future researchers to blah blah study this topic kasi we were not able to cover that in our research. No? Kaya nga may limitation, scope and delimitation. Why do you need to address those gaps? So ano ba yung reason? Bakit kailangan mong i-address yung gap na yon? I-solve yung problem na yon? And then what is the rationale of your study? What is the reason behind you doing your research? So again, no, let's avoid the misconception or yung confusion about the background of the study, about the introduction, about review of related literature. Magkakaiba yun. No? So, ito, I have a few images here that states the differences between, let's say this one, ano, background of the study in literature review. Kapag kasi sinabi mong background of the study, iba yung location niya, no? It's in the introduction section, after intro. Yung literature review naman, commonly, nasa chapter 2 siya, no? What does it present? The context. Yan, balik na naman tayo sinabi natin kanina. Context, the background, circumstance, etc. Ano naman yung literature? Critical analysis of existing literature. So, ini-enumerate mo, ito na yung mga literature na nagawa about this study, but you're not trying to present the context. So, kumari nagawa ka ng poverty ulit, no? Poverty research. Dito mo sa literature pwedeng ilagay yung poverty research about China, poverty research about this country, that country. Pero sa background of the study, it has to revolve around Philippine setting. Kasi doon ka nakalocate eh. Right? Doon mo ginagawa yung research mo. And so on and so forth. So you can inspect all of this in order for you to determine the difference between the background of the study and literature review. So yun, ano? Now let's go to lesson number 4, research question. No? So when you talk of research questions, generally there are actually 2 questions. Ano? Specific and general questions. Before we go there, there is an activity in your module. I'm not sure kung meron din kayo sa module ninyo nito. Ano? There might be different types of activities there. But here, I included this in this discussion because it would help us decipher whether one question can be a good research question and then that question is not. No? Kasi research question is not just merely asking for the sake of asking. No, hindi ganun yun. Ano? So meron tayong 3 questions dito and then I rated them and explained bakit ganun yung rating na binigay ko. So I answered this part of the module. So papakita ko sa inyo yung sagot ko. So number 1, how many grade 7 students are enrolled in blended learning? So ang highest score daw ay 10 at lowest ay 1. Ang sinagot ko 1. Bakit mababa? Kasi itong question na 'to, it does not require research. Gusto mong malaman ilan yung grade 7 students, gawin mo, tanungin mo yung teacher mo o di kaya tanungin mo yung administrator ninyo, yung principal, yung registrar, right? Kailangan mo ba mag-research do'n? Hindi naman, eh. Kailangan mo ba mag-survey? Kailangan mo ng statistics? No. So, hindi siya research question. It's just a question but it's not a research question, ano. Yun yung way para ma-determine mo, does this question require research or answerable na siya easily? Baka nga yung iba questions na puwede mo namang i-Google ano, puwede mong hanapin online, right? So, number two, is modular learning or online learning more effective in language or science subjects? I rated it 7. Bakit? It's already a good question. Kaya nga lang, it sounds informal or personal. Parang hindi siya pang research. It's like I'm asking a friend or I'm asking someone, no? Tinanong mo siya, no? For you, is modular learning or online learning more effective? No? Or no? Parang ganun ang dating niya, no? That's how it sounds. So, dapat, no, itong number 3 yung sundin natin. This is an example of a very good, well-crafted research question. Number 3, is there a significant relationship in the number of households and COVID-19 confirmed cases in a barangay? So yan, ano, titingnan mo pa lang yung question, alam mo na kagad na kailangan mo ng research. Bakit? Because you are trying to find the relationship between the number of households. Yung dami ba, yung population within an area ay may kinalaman sa dami ng cases ng COVID-19? Yan, ano? Magandang question yan, right? Kasi you can have data but you cannot see the relationship right away. You would have to inspect. You would have to study. No? You would have to prove that there is a significant relationship. So siya ay specific, it solves a problem, and it requires research. So yan. So when you formulate your research question, no, good research questions are feasible, meaning pwede siyang gawin, no, actionable, hindi yung imposibleng question, hindi masagot. It has to be clear, no, straight to the point. What are you trying to find out? Hindi siya yung parang prophetic question or parang question that you would have to really decipher, no? Significant. Yan, kagaya nung number 3 question kanina, meron siyang significance. It aims to solve a specific problem. And of course, ethical, no? Hindi bastos yung question, hindi siya personal question, informal question, no? Sa research, very important yung ethics, eh. No? Baka mamaya meron kang question that would offend certain people o di kaya offend a certain demographic, right? So diyan papasok yung teacher nyo on assessing the different types of question whether this or that question is ethically acceptable or no. Okay? So, for example, ano, you have a research about abortion. It's a very sensitive topic. Ano? Pero maganda rin siyang pag-aralan. No? But yung question mo, yung pagkaka-craft, parang offensive ang dating, ano? Pagka nakita pa nila yan, what's the problem with that? It would jeopardize the image o not just by you, but your school. Yung school mo na nag-approve ng research mo. No? So mapapahamak pati yung school mo, pati yung teacher mo, and we would like to avoid that. No? Remember dito, no, we are not trying to be viral or we are not trying to be risque, sabi nga nila, no? So, if you would like to know something, kahit mahirap siyang hanapin, there's a proper and acceptable way of how you can throw in the question na hindi ka makaka-offend sa tao. Okay? So, nabanggit ko kanina, general and specific research question. Okay? Furthermore, it seeks to answer the following. What are the different learning delivery modes? Blah, blah, blah. So, paano mo nalaman na specific to? furthermore, at saka it seeks. No? Kasi yung general question mo, the study aims to determine the relationship between the types of learning delivery mode and student learning style. Furthermore, nagiging specific ka na, no? Meron pa siyang 3 specific questions under one general question. Okay? So that's how you would craft your research questions. So ito yung examples of some very good, well-crafted research. So for example, descriptive research. What are the various social media platforms used by senior high school students? So ito hindi mo pwedeng i-google to, Pwede mong, yes, you can find different types of social media platforms, but how sure are you na ginagamit siya ng senior high school students in your background, in your context, no? So how many hours do they spend in social media per week? What is the relationship between the length of hours spent on social media and the level of digital literacy? So yan, correlation yan, relationship between two variables. Is there a significant relationship between the type of social media use and level of digital literacy of students? Is there a difference in the literacy level of students between their cultural and educational family background? And is there a significant difference in the post-test scores of the control group and experimental group? Ito pang education to, no? Pang HUMS. Experimental and quasi-experimental. So, meron kang group of people na itetest mo, and then meron kang group of people na free-natured siya. No? Pwede mo siyang, you are just going to test but they are not informed. No? Hindi nila alam. So, examples to of good research questions. So, let's go to lesson number 5. So, scope and delimitation of the study. So, ito medyo napahapyawan na natin siya kanina, no? So, basically, when you talk of scope and delimitation, ito yung sakop, no? From the term itself, scope. Sakop, lawak, sino-sino ba yung involved, gaano katagal, ilan, no? Paano, mga ganun, ito yung specifics. So, scope specifies the coverage of your study such as the variable population or participant in timeline. The delimitation cites factors of your study that are not included. So dito, sinasabi mo na ang research ko does not include this, no? Does not include that. Para hindi na mag-a-assume yung reader. And then clearly, you are setting the boundaries of your research. Hanggang dito lang kami hindi na namin kinover yung sumunod. Yung sumunod, kung gusto nyo i-cover, you can do that. So ano ba yung mga scope? Topic of the study, no? Objectives or problems to be addressed. What's the time frame? Ano ba yung taon? What is the locale? Saan ba yung setting niya? Where are you going to gather your data? No? Characteristics of the respondents. Who? Mga babae lang ba? Lalaki? Anong edad? Anong social class nila? No? So you can be specific here. Method and research instruments. So how are you going to collect the data? So by the way, kailangan mo rin i-specify sa scope ilan ba lahat sila, ilan yung sample na tinatawag natin ng research respondents mo. And then how are you going to collect the data? Survey ba to? Interview? Observation? So on and so forth. Okay? And then finally, in lesson 6, presenting the statement of the problem. Now, this part of the module is basically just summing up the entire module. No? So dito, you already have your title, the background of research, the questions, the scope and the limitation, and even the significance. Sino-sino ba yung magbe-benefit sa study mo if it's applicable. No? So, what you would do here is just assess your work and then you self-rate it. No? Titingnan mo, okay na ba yung title natin? Okay ba yung statement of the problem? Okay ba yung scope and delimitation? And then you have a self-rating sheet. No? So, 1 is the lowest and then 5 is the highest. This part could vary. Pwede siyang magbago depending on the module crafted and presented to you. But basically, that's just how lesson 6 goes. No, it's more of assessing everything that you have formed throughout the entire module. So yun ano, we have covered a lot in this topic and if there are things that I may have not covered, my apologies. I will try to cover them on succeeding videos, okay? Or if you have questions, that put it down in the comment section. And you can also reach me on the following platforms. I mean YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. I will try to give you assistance as much as possible, ano, but again, since marami tayong ginagawa, kasi in the past, marami rin nag-ask ng questions sa akin, ano, I try to answer them if I have time. Kaya nga lang, again, medyo madami tayong commitment sa school, family, personal life, and all. So, if I have not made the video about it, just wait, no, gagawan ko ng video yung questions ninyo or your concerns. And with that, I hope you have learned a lot in this very short discussion. And for more videos like this, again, you can check out my playlist because, again, my channel is a mixture of my personal things like toys, hobbies, no? And then I have a section for my lectures, such as practical research, subjects in college, and many, many more. So with that, thank you so much. And if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. And I'll see you on my next video. To God be all the glory. Stay safe and see you on my next video, everyone. Peace.